Hello everyone, this is Nimish. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a run through of the best of Malayalam 2017 nomination list by Filmibeat. This is something that I even did last year for best of 2016. If you haven't checked out that video, definitely go and check it out. The link is in the description below. But for those of you who know about Filmibeat, it's basically a website which gets nomination list for awards and allows us to vote very openly for it, and it is across all industries. Today I'm only covering the Malayalam film industry because that is one industry that I keep up with in terms of regional industries, all movies. It's so I'm aware of that industry, and I did this video last time, so I'm just going to try and continue it for as many years as possible. But let's go through this list very quickly. This year was very interesting because there were a bunch of few strong movies, and clear-cut winners. And I know that the Malayalam audience will be divided in terms of what is their favorite movie for 2017, because there are 3 or 4 handful movies that did extremely well and that kind of deserve all awards in this world. But I know that the Malayalam audience will be divided in terms of opinion, so it'll be interesting to run through this list. For me personally, there's only one absolute favorite movie, and I think that for those of you who follow me on Twitter, definitely know what movie I'm talking about, but I will speak about that more as we go through this list. So in any category where that movie doesn't exist, then there is room, I guess, for other movies and other kind of actors or casts to kind of win awards. But generally, it's been a very, so to say, clear-cut year as compared to 2016. If you watch my video of 2016, you'll know how difficult it was to pick categories and how kind of tough the competition was, because in that year Mohanlal did well, Dulquer Salman did well, Nivin Pauly did well, Fahad Fasil did well, Prithviraj did it was just everyone did so well. In this year, however, we see that Mohanlal has not done exceedingly well in terms of his expectations. 2018, though, with Odeon and many other projects, might be a huge year for Mohanlal. So it's been a kind of different year, and it's been like a transition year for Malayalam films. But anyway, let's go through this list. I won't make this video exceedingly long. So here we go. Let's begin with the best Malayalam supporting actor 2017. The Malayalam film industry is one industry where supporting cast is sometimes even more effective than the main actor, and their characterization and roles are absolutely equally important. In addition to this, even though it's a small industry and the actors do many films, supporting actors do many films, you never see shades of them repeating themselves a lot unless it's like a comedian or something like that. So that's what's extremely special about the industry as compared to all other industries which are completely focused on the main actor and the actress and things like that. So I loved all the supporting cast in the Malayalam film industry. So let's begin with the best supporting actor. The nominations are Arya for The Great Father, Baiju for Puttan Panam, Joju George for Ramante Idan Totem, Lal for Nyandu Kalude Nattil Ori Davela, Mukesh for Jomonte Suvi Seshangal, and 2 more, Renji Panikkar for Godha and Siddiq for 2 movies, Fukre and Comrade in America. Well, the current list is being led by Siddiq for Fukre and Comrade in America. That is definitely not my favorite. He is an absolutely brilliant actor. He does all shades of performances. But for this year, personally, I believe that it's a tough call to make between Renji Panikkar for Godha and Lal for Nyandu Kalude Nattil Ori Davela. I believe both of these reviews are not yet up, and so I should definitely start uploading them now. But I felt that this was one of Renji Panikkar's best performances, and also he led the movie more than the main 2 actors. He was like the heart and soul of the movie, and he completely held his command in this movie, and I found his performance to be extremely impactful. On the other side, Lal was the kind of driving force in Nyandu Kalude Nattil Ori Davela with his humorous side, because usually I personally have seen him doing serious roles, kind of manly macho kind of roles, but over here he was the complete opposite. He was timid, he was scared, he was being funny, he was being goofy, and for me that was a very surprisingly refreshing change, and he was the most entertaining part of Nyandu Kalude for me. So it's a tough call to make, But I think I will go with Lal this time because it's a shade of film that I have not seen. But definitely go on Filmibeat and vote for your favorite actor. And if you agree or disagree with me, leave your comments below as I go through this list. Let's move on to Best Supporting Actress 2017. We have some interesting nominations here. Amala Akineni for See Care of Saira Banu, Lena for Adam Jones, Malvika Mohanan for The Great Father, Radhika Sarath Kumar for Ram Leela. Oh, Ram Leela is one movie I haven't watched, unfortunately, not yet. I will soon. Shanti Krishna for Nyandu Kalude, Natil Oridavela, and Srinda Arhan for Nyandu Kalude. Again, I think it's pretty clear this particular supporting actress category. It for me goes to Shanti Krishna. As I said, I've not watched Ram Leela, so I can't comment. So definitely let me know if that actress should win, Radhika Sarath Kumar. But the reason I picked Shanti Krishna is that her performance in Nyandu Kalude did not have 100% dialogues. It was not based or dependent on dialogues. It was the crux of the movie because she goes through the emotions, the dilemma, the kind of thing that she's going through in the movie. Without any spoilers here for those who haven't watched, I'm sure everyone's watched it, but you know, whatever she goes through, she doesn't express in dialogues. She doesn't have over the top emotions. She's not going the typical emotional kind of crybaby way that we see in kind of Bollywood when someone, you know, goes through things like that. She's being very restrained, very composed, very subtle, and very to herself. And that portrayal and characterization of being in a kind of lost thought kind of category and just being this, you know, spaced out in the own world, kind of disconnected from the world, that to me was amazingly directed, written, and of course enacted, because without acting the script can't come to life. So it was a really unique performance for me. I have not seen such a performance, and since she had no dependency on dialogues or anything like that, it becomes even more powerful. Because if you just remember Nyandu Kalude, at least for me, I remember only her first, because that's the main story element. So definitely Shanti Krishna for this category, and let me know who you guys like and go ahead and vote. Lena is leading the list for Adam Jones. She's of course a very impactful actor also and plays some kind of shades of negative roles very well, but of course I think Shanti Krishna should be the clear winner here. Let's go to the next category, which is Best Debutant. This is a little difficult category because, you know, I have to kind of recollect their performances since they are not known faces. But we have Altaf Salim for Nyandu Kalude. I don't even remember his performance in that movie or his role for some reason. And Altaf Salim wasn't he there in Sakhawa, if I'm not mistaken? So not sure if that's the same guy, but it definitely looks like the guy from Sakhawa. Anyway, Arun Gopi for Ram Leela. Again, I have not watched Ram Leela. Hanif Adeni for The Great Father. JK for Ezra. Sobin Sahir for Parava, which I have unfortunately not watched. Heard great things about that movie. Team Angamali Diaries for Angamali Diaries, and Vamika Gabi for Godha. Now, this is clear cut. I think a non-actor, bunch of non-actors make the best film of 2017 in a revolutionary kind of idea and movie, and kind of new kind of, you know, outlook on movies, and new well-written script and a great director and extremely natural performances. I'm sure the clear-cut favorite here is Team Angamali Diaries, and I agree completely because the whole team was fantastically natural and amazingly enacted the whole kind of movie. I personally didn't enjoy the movie as much as the Malayalis, so you can watch that in my review of Angamali Diaries. But nevertheless, I think there's a clear-cut winner here, and I don't even think we should discuss any of these other nominations because the level, as I said, there are 3 or 4 powerful movies this year which are at a completely different level, and the next movies which were good have a huge difference in terms of how impactful and powerful they were. So I think this obviously goes to Team Angamali Diaries. The next category is Best Director. But before we get into Best Director, I'd like to do, I think, Best Negative Role, because when we get to Director, Actor, Actress and Best Film, that can kind of be in one flow. So the Best Negative Role nominations are Chemban Vinod for Velipadente Pustakam, Murli Gopi for Tian, Rupesh Pidambaran for Oru Mexican Aparata, Santosh Kizakhatto Santosh. Okay, this again has a Z in the name, and Z has too many different pronunciations, but I'm gonna try. Santosh Kiakattor for The Great Father, Sarat Kumar for Angamali Diaries, and Sobin Sahir for Parva. I again think this is clear cut, one of the most powerful debuts, discoveries for the Malayalam films. A talent is Sarat Kumar, who completely nailed it. Like, you hated him from the moment he came on screen. You were scared of him, what he would do. He was extremely kind of evil in the movie, and then he transforms into however the story goes and blends in. So that was a clear-cut winner, I think, Sarat Kumar, and he's a huge talent discovery for the industry. So it definitely should go to him. And although he's a debutant, he's in the best negative role, and I think he should win it for sure. Some of the other performances noteworthy. I heard great things about Sobin Sahir in Parva. He also directed Parva. I have not watched it though. But Murli Gopi, I personally feel, also did a powerful performance and very different performance in Tian. And I also liked the movie Tian. Although it was like commercial, 60% of it was Hindi. They should have just released it as a Hindi movie. But I think that he did a nice job. But definitely Sarat Kumar, like no other, should win this award. Now we can move on to the Best Director category, which is very interesting. We have all the great movies here. Bijoy Nambiar for Solo, Dilish Potan for Tondi Muttalum Driksakshiyum, Hanif Adeni for The Great Father, Jibu Jacob for Muntari Valigal Talir Kumbal, Lijo Jose Pelishari for Angamali Diaries, Mahesh Narayanan for Take Off, and Sobin Sahir for Parva. This is a damn difficult list to choose from. I think most of these people should get awards for giving India a good cinema as compared to other industries in general. But so there are things to be discussed here. Solo, Bijoy Nambiar, great attempt, but I was thinking of making a list of movies which could have been better and missed the mark, and Solo was one of them for me. So you can check out my detailed Solo review, but therefore I think Bijoy Nambiar unfortunately cannot win such an award for Best Director. Although it was a very good attempt, it was one of the most different, unique movies. I had never in my life imagined that one actor would play 4 different in an anthology movie. Anthologies are always, 4 different actors or 5 different actors. So a lot of good ideas with the Shiva thing coming in, trying to connect the thing. He really did a good job. But the writing is what finally comes across. And even though your direction might be good and you do justice to the script, but if the script itself doesn't connect, sometimes you kind of lose out. So therefore Bijoy Nambiar loses out for Best Director, unfortunately. This is all my personal opinion. You guys can definitely vote for whoever you like. Dilish Potan for Tondi Muttalum Driksakshiyum. This I think is, for me, the clear-cut winner movie in general for 2017, because Tondi Muttalum for me deserves like an Oscar nomination from India. I have no idea why they didn't send it, and I have no idea why we choose random movies to send to the Oscars which always lose. Doesn't seem to be a criteria that the people and the board or the group that's choosing these movies use to select a movie. So I don't know what the people are thinking when they send random movies, but I think that Tondi Muttalum is not only the best movie in India, it should be sent and it would have reached somewhere, because if movies like Lagan and Devdas can reach final stages of international awards, this would definitely reach, and it's definitely different and it's entertaining and it has serious elements, it has comical element, it has great music, great cinematography. Dilish Potan is a magician, and so I definitely think Tondi Muttalum Driksakshiyum should get the Best Director award. However, there are a couple of more here that deserve a kind of mention. Lijo Jose Pelishari for Angamali Diaries. His second movie came, which for me I thought was an interesting concept about death, which was Imao, something like that, Imao Yao or some name, I can't remember, but that came recently, but I think it didn't do well at all. Probably didn't work. But Angamali Diaries is a favorite of the Malayali audience, and therefore I'm sure many of you guys feel that he should just get the award because he's been consistently giving great films. He's absolutely fantastic, and it was a path-breaking film. I don't personally think so, but I know that the audience might think so. So definitely go ahead and vote for Angamali Diaries if you like that. And there's Mahesh Narayanan for Takeoff. The reason I don't pick Takeoff over Dilish Pothan's Tondi Muttalum is because Takeoff still has a template, story, script, performance to it. Tondi Muttalum is unique. Like there's no movie, there's no reference for it. See, there's for when it comes to Takeoff, there's a reference of someone who's from a small town, tries to go, faces difficulties, tries to go for a job, and there you end up in a terrorist kind of situation, a hostage situation, and then there's some patriotism involved. You're rescued, you have to lead the group under the villain's cup. These are all still, however well made the movie is, which it is very, very well made, very, very well enacted, very different, but it still has reference and template to it as compared to Tondi Muttalum. Where have you heard about a story where a kind of petty thief swallows a gold chain and the police is trying to get it out of his stomach? Like it's just next level stuff for me. So that's why I'm going with Tondi Muttalum. And I have not personally watched Parava, so I can't comment, but I know that it's a beautiful film, and being a debut director, Sobin Sahir deserves a big credit for it. But it's Dilish Pothan for me. Let's move on to Best Malayalam Actress. The nominations are Anna Rajan for Angamali Diaries, Anu Sitara for Ramante Eden Totem, Aparna Balamurli for Sunday Holiday, Parvati for Takeoff, Meena for Muntri Valikal, Manju Warrior for two movies, Care of Sarah Banu and Udaranam Sujata. I've not heard of that one. Vamika Gabi for Godha. I definitely think, first of all, that Vamika Gabi did a very good job because she, along with Renji Panikkar, were more important than Tobino in driving the movie. And the movie was based around Vamika Gabi. She was the main kind of person. So she definitely did a good job. And for being, I think, non-Malayali to come and perform that well, in a Malayalam film, understanding the sensibilities and stuff like that is a big challenge. So I think she did it very well. And I know that Parvati for Takeoff, she transformed her modern kind of, she has a very modern personality and kind of very unique personality and style sense. And to transform that and become a proper, simple village girl nurse, and to kind of go through the emotions that she went through, to have a difficult personal life, difficult career, difficult situation in terms of being a hostage and things like that, and getting the patriotism in there, it was a lot, it was a lot to perform on. So therefore, in this list, I definitely think Parvati deserves it. Nevertheless, these other actresses did well, but I think the bar was set too high towards the start of the year by Parvati. So definitely that should go for Parvati. Best Malayalam Actor 2017. This is a pretty long list. We have Asif Ali for Omanakuttan and Kattu. I have not watched Kattu, but I don't think Asif Ali stands a chance with other actors that are on this list. Biju Menon for Rakshadi Kari Baiju Oppu. Sweet film. I love Biju Menon a lot in terms of his simple approach and unique films that he does, which are light-hearted and things like that. But again, there are too many strong performances here. Dileep for Ramleela. I've heard a lot about Ramleela. It did really, really well, and I'm very interested in watching it because it's very entertaining, very strong, content-driven film. So I'll definitely watch it, and I can't comment on this because I haven't watched it. But you guys let me know what you think about Dileep's performance in Ramleela. Dulquer Salman for Solo definitely deserves something, if not the best actor, because he showed 4 different shades in one movie, all equally well acted. He's the most relatable actor for a non-Malayali. He's doing well in Tamil. He's doing a Hindi film now. So he's achieving great levels of success. And what India needs for an Indian cinema to work is a connectivity with the actor, because most of the times, South Indian actors don't get the Hindi right, for example. So therefore, when they come and do Hindi films, it doesn't work out. And there's a baggage of something or the other, their image in the South, which doesn't work here. So I think Dulquer Salman is extremely relatable, and his he's proven in Solo that he's with four different kinds of performances that he can act. Obviously, we knew that, but in this movie, he's pushed himself to the next level by acting the way he did and dedicating himself to the movie the way he did. So he definitely is right up there in the competition for this year's Best Actor. Path Fasil for Thandi Muthalum Duik Sakshiyum was a next level performance. I can't believe what this guy did in the movie. He again, just like I forgot her name. Just like Shanti Krishna in Nandu Kalude, he had absolutely no dialogues. He basically 10 to 15% of his role had dialogues. If you ask me to recollect dialogue of Fahad Fasil, I don't remember from Thandi Muthalum. I only remember him saying, you know, I don't have the chain, or let's kind of, I'll give you the chain once you get out of the cop station. So he really kind of didn't have dialogues in this movie. He was totally acting with his body language. He transformed into this thief. His eyes were doing all the acting, and it was unbelievable what this man pulled off in this movie. It was beyond expectations and imagination. And again, credit going back to Dileesh Potan for extracting such performances. It was out of the world for me. So for me, definitely he deserves the award. He deserves a national award. He deserves everything, because that kind of performance we don't see. And I have reviewed Thandi Muthalum, so we will have a more detailed discussion about it in that review when I upload it very soon. But Fahad Fasil, I think, is a clear-cut winner in this case. We also have Mammootty for Great Father, is a star fan favorite. Mohanlal for Muntari Valikal and Villain. Mohanlal's always good, but I don't think he was, as the characters that he played were as unique and strong as Fahad Fasil, Dulquer Salmaan this year. He also did Velipadu Pustakam. I didn't watch that one. Nivin Pauly for Sakhawa and Nandu Kalude. So both these movies are template Nivin Pauly roles. They are textbook Nivin Pauly roles. If anyone has to say act like Nivin Pauly, you're going to act like the way he did in Premam, Sakhawa, Nandu Kalude, because those are the roles he easily does. He's very comfortable in the light-hearted, jovial comedy kind of, you know, lazy comedy, no goals in life kind of a role. He's very, very easy and, you know, very attached to that. And so he pulls it off with a flair. And it's not that he did not do a good job. He did a great job, but it's something that he's been doing for years now. And we definitely need to see a next level Nivin. It's about time, I think, we see a next level Nivin Pauly with some different performances, because if he keeps doing the same thing, it's going to entertain the family audiences and maybe, you know, youngsters, so to speak. But for the film lovers, when we have Fahad Fasil going next level already, miles ahead of everyone else, and you have Prithviraj again, who's nominated here for Ezra. He did a great job with Adam Jones, again on another level, and pushing the boundaries with Viman also. And you have Solo, Dulquer Salmaan, who, you know, some people argue Nivin was a better actor than Dulquer when they started off and things like that. And today with Solo, he's pushing the boundaries himself. So Nivin Pauly needs to up his game, I think. And so definitely he wasn't close to Fahad Fasil's performance at all. We also have Suraj. Suraj from Thandi Muthalum was fantastic. And I think that while watching the movie, it was so difficult for me to understand who's performing better. But the only reason I chose Fahad over Suraj is because Suraj had dialogues. So I know it's a very stupid criteria, but to not have dialogues, to be a mainstream commercial lead actor, not have dialogues and pull off such a role is, for me, much more difficult and impactful as compared to Suraj's role. But definitely he did a great job too. And so that is the second rank role for me on this list. So go ahead, vote for your favorites. And the last category here, you guys already know who my favorite will be, but the last category here is Best of Malayalam Movie 2017. The nominations are Angamali Diaries, clear-cut favorite of one section of the audience. Ezra, not gonna happen. Muntari Valikal, Talir Kumbal, Nandu Kalude Nattil Oridavela, which is another favorite of another section of the audience who likes, you know, light-hearted movies. Parava, which many people appreciated, got a lot of critical acclaim. Rakshadikari Baiju Oppu, light-hearted, breezy film. Take Off, very very strong contender out there. Solo, Ram Leela, again one more big contender. The Great Father, fan favorite, and Tondi Muttalum, Driksakshiyum. As I already said, my decision is made for this one, Tondi Muttalum. But I know that many of you guys will prefer Angamalli Diaries or Take Off. Some might even say Parva or Nandu Kalude. But my decision is made for Thandi Muttalu, and nothing can change that. But definitely go ahead, vote for your favorite movies on Filmibeat just for fun. It's fun to vote, and every vote counts. I'm sure that currently, like, Mammootty was leading when I last checked for Best Actor, and I'm sure most of you watching this video probably don't want that to happen when there are so many other good actors on the list. So go ahead, give your inputs in on this website, and I hope you like this discussion of all the movies of 2017. And I hope this video was not too long enough. I tried to keep it as quick and pacey as possible, but some points have to be made. Nevertheless, thanks for watching, and keep watching for many more reviews. 2018 is an exciting year. Let's hope that the industry does way better than they did in 2017, and we have many good movies to choose from next year. And keep watching my channel. Follow me on Twitter at Nimish Halkar, and if you haven't subscribed already, definitely subscribe, like, comment, share, and take care.